Yay!
So exciting.
Well, we'll see how this whole thing goes for me, because I guarantee it'll still be chaos. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, as soon as you posted, I was like, yes. I have ideas, but I don't have anything solid, which is kind of a thing.
Yeah,
Ayo.
I'm just rebuilding a character.
Oh, all right. Sorry. My Wi-Fi has been acting super weird, and I was passed out for about like 45 minutes.
Oh dear.
Oh.
So I woke up
Oh,
like
gosh.
10 minutes ago.
Yeah, right?
I am okay. Yeah, I'm doing okay. What is today? The 16th. The
I
6th.
hope it's not the 16th already.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I just had my birthday.
Yeah. Missed a week there.
Hell yeah.
Oh, can you hear the dog?
Woof. Woof.
Apparently somebody's
Woof.
outside.
That
Either
is a
someone came
heckin'
home or
mad
somebody's
doggo.
walking by the house. Yeah, luckily for us, we don't get cars in this area. It's kind of a... The only people who are going to come here are people who live here. But... Well, it also sucks because you can't get Wi-Fi out here for anything, but... Global Wi-Fi, yeah. I'll take it. And screw that, I'm going somewhere where there's no chance of encountering people.
Someone just asked me what my biggest regret was, and I had to like seriously think about that for a second.
That's a random question.
Right?
Oh,
And
no.
I had to think about it for a second because one of it was like something to do with one of my exes from like forever ago, and then another one was like not talking about my problems, and then like I realized like the biggest regret I had was giving up in senior year, like giving up on everything in
Feel
senior year.
that. That's a... That's pretty real.
Yeah. Nice. I could shoot Dakota a message and say, "Hey, yo, DJ's about to stream a D&D thing." You can do this one in my server if you want, and in the D&D server.
I can share it on mine.
The D&D server? Yeah, shitposting. We've talked about this. Promote yourself. God fucking damn,
Oh Lord.
everyone decided to respond at once.
Oh no.
Oh fuck. There's also the other one. Yeah, it took me a minute and I was like, what? And then I was like, oh no, the video of Travis trying to play "You Are My Sunshine, My Only Sunshine."
Hello, everyone, and welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to Dungeons and Empires Episode 0. As you can see, there's no game. I don't really know what to put over this, so we're just going to put a bunch of notes and things that are happening. And as you can see, in this little compressed kind of thing, I'm probably going to move it over a little bit. There we go. We have myself, we got Minny,
Heyo.
we got Ryan,
Yep.
and we got Tekkit.
Hello.
Kento may or may not be joining. We don't know. For those of you that are unaware, Dungeons and Empires is kind of a thing, kind of not. Started with the Outlaws of the Iron Root in a failed 24-hour live stream. Man, that was chaos. Didn't have much experience in DMing then. Sure don't now, but we're going to do it anyway, and we're going to see how it goes. This is episode 0, so we are going to be talking about character creation as well as what to sort of expect from the campaign for everyone. This is more for them. And a little bit for me, because I've got some notes of my own to take. I know that Ryan's been like flip-flopping between his characters and not knowing what to make, and the other two I think have had some ideas of their own.
Oh, I basically finished making mine. I just have to I just really wanted to wait until we finished up figuring out who's doing what and everything, so I could fit in with the group a bit better.
I've got ideas, but I discovered I'm really, really bad at backstories.
Well, you don't really have to worry about a backstory too much. Like,
Well, I
obviously, it's a good thing to have. But really, you can start with just the makings of a backstory, and you can just build it up as you go along. Like, that's what I did for a couple of my characters. First character, he just started, he's a weaponsmith. And that became, well, you know, he's a cleric, but his god is the one of creation. So he makes weapons in sort of like a way of, like, praying to his god almost. And I don't know what's called, like an offering? Sure?
Sort of as a
Tribute. There you go.
Yeah.
Tribute to his god as he makes things. And it just slowly evolved from there. So you can really just start with the makings of a backstory and expand upon it as you go along.
And now he's a demigod.
Yeah, now he's god powers.
Wibbly wobbly gaudy god powers.
Sure.
Fairy godparents. Oh my god.
Fairly godparents.
Does that make Kevin and Lenan fair?
Kelvin and Lenan are Cosmo and Wanda. Yes.
I love this.
And now for the
Oh,
weather.
no.
Kelvin is standing in front of the camera. I thought you said feather.
Alright, so I started off by letting them know
Well, I was
like,
gonna-
what my
I was gonna ask Tekkit what kind of thing he's got planned.
Oh, yeah, I have stuff planned. I want to remake a character from the last campaign I played since it didn't really go anywhere at all.
Yeah, well,
And I got really excited to play that character, and it never happened. So,
I want to say that I reused my character from that, but I don't think I did. Did I? I feel like I planned to, and then I didn't. Right, Ryan? Is Bratier?
Oh yeah, that guy it was like. Oh, that was a whole fucked up little mini session.
I can't remember much about it.
Azion fucked the Kraken. That is the only thing you need to remember from it.
I dare
Don't
say
trust the
it's
crab
not
man.
some. I dare say it's not something I need to remember.
Don't trust the Crab Man, and Azion fucked the Kraken.
Fair enough.
I don't even. Wow.
Listen, D&D gets the weirder people you play D&D with, the weirder it can get. I like dramatic stories. Ryan likes weird stories.
I like both.
That reflects in our DMing styles. Is that I want to see something epic happen and Ryan wants to have a good time.
It's a grand adventure. There's comedy. There's death. There's excitement.
You say there's death.
Tragedy.
You say there's death, but you guys keep on ragging on me for being the only one to kill a player.
Look, all I'm saying is I throw balanced encounters at you guys.
I threw balanced counter at you guys, but you guys fucked it up. One of you barreled through the door. You may have been a little underleveled, but that's because you completely skipped like half the things you were supposed to be doing. You also killed people with a gate, so I mean, clearly the balance of an encounter doesn't matter.
Thaumaturgy is a good spell, by the way.
Thaumaturgy is a great spell. You just used it bad.
I didn't. I dare say I used it well.
In one fluid motion, you took it from this man has put a false bounty on my head to I'm a wanted murderer.
With a real bounty on my head.
Which I guess I might, now's a good time as any, to say what we're playing. We are playing in the same location as that campaign, Ryan. We are playing in Waterdeep. It is a pre-built module known as Waterdeep Dragon Heist.
Stay out of the Copper District. Stay out of the Copper District.
This is not in the same universe as the last Waterdeep campaign that you
Stay
and I
out of the
played.
Copper District.
Now I'm just way too curious.
Stay out
that's
of
the
the
first
Copper
place
The-
we're going, is the Copper District.
The campaign that we played before dealt with a plague running rampant through the poorer side of town known as the Copper District. It was up to the characters to find a cure, or rather find out where this thing was coming from and try and help make a cure for it, or at least figure out who's doing this shit.
R.I.P. Volcon.
Yeah, he
R.I.P.
killed himself.
Bubbles.
Part of Volkan's thing was that when I brought him in, he had to have been a Waterdavian, one of the members of Waterdeep. And thus, since he was around in the Copper District, I thought, it would be a great idea and give him some incentive to do this if he had the Copper Plague.
Also, factual name for people who come from Waterdeep is Waterdavian.
Yes. So he had the Copper Plague, and they get to the final boss encounter. They start to wreck the dude. Volkan picks up his alchemy table and chucks it at him. The alchemy table with everything on it they needed to formulate a cure. I was going to have them roll to see if they could create a cure in time to cure Volkan before he succumbed to the plague. He destroyed everything on that table by just chucking it at the dude.
To be fair, the table did a hell of a lot of damage.
That is the one character death that they can't blame me for, because he literally did it to himself. I had a plan to save him, and he almost literally threw it out the window.
Volkan and my character, Sigurd Shaltir, were both the heavy hitters in the party, with Volkan being clearly the main damage, and I was more of an aggro.
Yeah, you were.
We also had we had 2 rogues on our team. One was an Inquisitor who was kind of useless.
How fucking dare you besmirch the good name of the Swoon?
Listen,
he was that man. No, that man had the single most badass moment in that entire campaign, including you Indiana Jonesing down a tree.
He also put me on the tree in the first place.
That was the player. I'm talking about the character.
After flying me to a remote island in the middle of nowhere.
We don't talk about that.
After literally coming back just to put a warrant on my head, just in case I did manage to find my way back.
Which you then subsequently, made null and void because you just fucking did it anyway. You put your own bounty on your head.
It's not about the bounty, it's about sending a message.
Yeah, and your message was, hey, I'm here, throw the doors open. Anyway.
I needed to get in.
Anyway, Waterdeep Dragon Heist is the name of the campaign that we are going to be playing. The whole idea is that there is some trickery going about in Waterdeep. There's someone who is looking to take a lot of money from a very secure place. And throughout the course of this adventure, you're going to be learning about that, and you're going to be attempting to stop it. And it's called Dragon Heist not because there's a dragon in there, but because in Waterdeep, gold coins are called dragons. They're gold dragons. I had to learn this myself through lots and lots of reading. They've got copper coins are nibs, silver is shards, electrum pieces, I guess, would be towels, gold is dragons, and platinum is suns. And then they've also got a coin called a harbor moon, which is basically worth like 5 platinum. Just platinum inset with electrum. They're really cool looking. But yeah, we're gonna put all that to the side for the moment. Start on the character creation bit. So who wants to start?
Well, if no one else is ready, I can go ahead and explain the 2 characters I've already basically pre-made.
Because he's extra.
So I have 2 characters I've kind of pre-made leading into this.
He had
one
3.
is so I technically had 3, but like I ended up wanting to choose between like the 2 of the 3 that I had made. Because, like, honestly, they were, like, way better.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
So, we have the...
Just give class... Just give race and class.
I have an Scourge Aasimar sorcerer with the Phoenix Soul archetype. And then I
Don't
also
even have to give an archetype. You can just give a race and class.
And then I have a Leonin Ranger.
To put that in perspective for you guys, Aasimar are sort of like angel people.
Right.
You don't have to whisper that. And Leonin are sort of lion people. Whereas sorcerers are magicians that their magic sort of comes from their bloodline and from, yeah, like their family. And ranger is a ranger. It's a ranger in every thing that a ranger is in. People of the woods. Pop bowmen with short swords and whatnot.
And magic.
A little bit of magic, yeah. They're like the huntsman.
So yeah, those are my two characters. I've kind of thought them through for the most part. I haven't done any like significant roles or anything, but I did do a couple of roles for stat stuff, like with Deej. So
See, here's the thing. He has been going completely extra on his characters because in our group he is basically the forever DM.
I am the forever DM.
And so he relishes the moments where he gets to play a character.
Absolutely relish. Put that on my hot dog.
All right then.
Tell me about it.
Anyone else got any good character ideas? Or
Um,
any sort of general thing that you want to do with your character? Like you want to be a magic person, you want to be a melee fighter, you want to be a healer.
I've been toying with the idea of a tiefling assassin.
Tiefling assassin, huh?
Yeah, I've been toying with the idea. I'm still not super sure what I want to go with though.
I always liked tieflings.
Tieflings are great.
I've yet to play a tiefling, but I've always liked them.
They come with thaumaturgy,
Yes, I do.
which is a great spell.
Any spell that has
Good.
like vague effects to it, like thaumaturgy, prestidigitation, druidcraft, all that sort of stuff, it's great. So long as you got a DM that will properly like entertain bullshittery done through those spells.
The best kinds of DMs are the ones that like I see what you're going for, and I'll work with you on it.
A lot of
Or
DMing,
it's like
a
that-
lot of DMing is the improv thing of yes and. You have to know where to draw the line for no, but it's a lot of yes and. I know that's what stops you from railroading. It's just like, let's work with this. This might go somewhere interesting. It is all about everything the DM does is to make the story interesting. Tekkit.
Yes.
I cannot remember for the life of me. What was the character that you did in Jin's thing?
It was a changeling.
Ah, I do like
And
changelings.
Yeah. Thinking changeling wizard this time around.
Going back to the wizards, eh?
I am.
Choosing wizard. I like it.
I'm a what?
Well, that definitely means that I picked the right idea, not going with the third character. I did end up making him, by the way. I just was like, I'm not going with it, but I do want to finish making it just in case.
Yeah, he did have a changeling. I can't remember what class it was. But he did have a changeling as the third option.
Changeling rogue.
Changeling rogue?
Oh.
Yeah.
Which I may also say, it doesn't particularly matter if two people are the same class or the same race, because there are very different ways you could do that. You could have an entire team of clerics, call yourselves the Amen, and just bust shit down.
Go bust it down and then bust into Tiamat's domain as she gives herself a swirly to like try and save herself from the abuse she's about to get.
Yep. Now you know how to play D&D. You're welcome.
Right?
Shout out to Joe Cat.
Jesus.
But yeah, so just because someone else picks like whatever race or class that you want to do, you don't have to sit there and be like, man, I want to do that. Now I can't. You absolutely can. If you want to be a different kind of wizard, you can absolutely do that. If you want to be a tiefling sorcerer, you can do that. It's perfectly fine. But the idea of having you all finalize your characters together is to give a better idea of, just for lack of a better way of saying it, the meta.
Right.
Because again, I've played in a session where you've got a fighter, a barbarian, and a paladin. And you got no real means of healing and only very few means of spells, because paladins aren't using their spell slots for spells. They're using it for sweet, sweet smite. So this sort of gives you an idea of, how to balance things in the party, just based on what everyone else is getting. Actually, I am forgetting one little thing in the hill I should have had going. Nah. Open that real quick. No. Don't mind that. Don't mind that. It keeps popping over there. I'm just popping on the music because I forgot to for some reason. There we go. Get them sweet lo-fi hip-hop beats.
Speaking of music, you know what I've
Those
been
are
listening to
those are always
recently?
great.
Absolutely. What's up?
I said, speaking of music, you know what I've been listening to lately?
What's that?
One song, like that one shitpost mashup song that I sent you, of Shelter and the Super Mario, like,
That's weirdly
World
good.
theme.
That's weirdly
It's
good.
so good. It's like weirdly just really good. It makes me feel really good about myself.
So we've got the possibility of a tiefling rogue, the possibility of a changeling wizard, and whichever one the Ryan is going to do. Who's got some solid ideas?
Alright, okay, well in that case, Tekkit.
Yes.
So, if I do decide to do the sorcerer, like that'll put, why can't I talk today? That'll put Minny as like the main damage dealer in terms of like physical damage. She'd be an assassin. So it would mainly mean like the team dynamic would be
More magic based.
More magic based and more hot shot and long range based. Like the idea would be like not physically encountering the enemy.
We get it.
I can totally play the ranger and still be the up front if you guys want to do that, and I feel like that would probably be my my better choice between the two if that's what you guys want to do. I also don't mind playing either of these characters. I love them both.
So what we thinking here, guys?
It works for me. We're both still relatively new to this, so like
Yeah,
in a way we're kind of relying on you to balance the two of us out.
I'm kind of just rolling with whatever. I've never tried. I've never really played anything properly other than a halfling rogue, so I'm like, I don't.
Here's
really
also the other thing is that it's nice to expand your horizons a bit too. I've said this to my sister who's played with us, because every character she made would either be a rogue or a bard, and that was all she played. And eventually I just pushed her to try something different, just to have a little bit of a mix up and just figure out if there's something else that she'd want to play a little more.
So she tried a warlock.
I've had an idea for like a barbarian character, but like I'm kind of feeling the assassin.
Okay, the assassin doesn't
I'm kind of feeling that, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, that makes sense.
I also don't think that Cora had a subclass, considering she never got to level 3, did she?
No, because we started at level 4. She was Arcane Trickster.
Oh yeah. It's been so long, I've completely forgotten. It's probably been like a year and a half.
Yeah, no, I watched that like 6 times and made very thorough notes. I committed that to memory. I was very invested.
Oh yeah, I would have liked to continue it, but I don't know. I feel like I'm too disconnected from it now, and I honestly can't even really find the source material for Outlaws of the Iron Root anymore.
That's fair.
And it's just all of that combined just sort of shies me away from it. Not to mention it was I think it was actually a DM's Guild thing, which for those that don't know, there are 2 different kinds of pre-built modules. There is the official Wizards of the Coast modules that are produced by the people who make the rule books, like Waterdeep Dragon Heist. That's an official module.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is DM's Guild things, which are sort of like fan-made content. They're people who may very well be well known and, you know, write some really interesting stories to play, but they're just not official, and so it can be a little harder to find them. And I can't remember. I think I was just looking for something to run for first-time players, and Outlaws of the Iron Root cropped up on some Reddit somewhere, and so I hunted it down and started running it with you guys, and we never got anywhere with it.
I mean, last I remember, we were stuck in a burning prison, so...
Yeah, you guys made it about a third of the way through, and it was supposed to be a one-shot.
I put someone to sleep, and that was it.
Minny, I will say you were probably the most competent person on the team. No offense, Tekkit.
Nope, I just wanted to kill the cat.
Yeah, Tekkit had his own reasons for doing
genuinely
things.
surprises me, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Adrian was completely running away from combat, and Kento was just running into it.
Which is funny because, like, wasn't one of them the fighter and one of them...
Yeah,
Adrian was the fighter and Kento was a bard.
Yep. Although, to be fair, I started all of those fights.
Well, no, to be fair, the fight at the prison... I started
the first one.
The fight at the prison, Kento started. Because he just tried to climb over the wall and sneak his way in there instead of, you know, approaching the gate and asking to be let in, like a normal person. Which they totally would have let you in. In meta. They totally would have let you in. But you have to understand, if you sneak over the wall and try to just slip in the front door, they think you're breaking in. And they will respond with force.
Yeah.
And then there was a whole deal. The Minotaur, that I had to... That
was terrifying.
I had to trigger that as soon as fighting broke out.
Real fast.
And as soon as fights broke out, I was like, oh god.
So Nick just messaged me and said he's spying.
Nick must be one of the viewers. Hey Nick,
yes.
Welcome to the stream, even though you're lurking.
Oh my god. But no, yeah, I did actually tune in for parts of that stream and everything. Also, if I can say, Minny, good job on holding off against that Minotaur.
Nick just called you a narc.
I had no idea what I was doing. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Minny was MVP. I a halfling rogue just keeping the Minotaur pinned down. It was like I felt stirred. I was like, this is the moment where if the villagers were around, they would have a call to arms and start like taking up pitchforks and torches against the Minotaur. Because this is just a stirring sight to watch this like tiny 3-foot-tall halfling hacking away. Mind you, a 3-foot-tall blind halfling hacking away at a Minotaur.
No, Cora wasn't the blind one.
Cora wasn't the blind one?
No, I made the blind character for.
The blind character was Jin's?
Yeah.
I could swear that you said something about it, but oh well.
I was thinking about it, but I decided not to go with it for Cora.
But still, fucking amazing display.
I might recycle that blind character in the future, though.
you will always remember your first character.
Absolutely.
No matter what. No matter what character. No
Your
matter
first
what
character is the
version-
self-insert, and the subsequent ones will be better written, but you'll always have a special place in your heart for your characters.
Yes.
If you play them at least once, you will have a special place in your heart for them.
There are two characters that will mean the most to you. There's like one character that is your first character, and then there's another character which is the character that like you really fit that group. That's the one that like that is like your mascot in terms of the D&D world. Like that is the one you're like, you know what, I could replay this character in different campaigns and not get tired of it.
Aldvar and Guardian.
Aldvar is his first, and Guardian's the one he would definitely replay in other
Absolutely.
campaigns.
How can you say no to a tiny, adorable little bird who can cast magic and hit things with a big fuck-off longsword?
That's
and then
pretty
we
good,
have
I'm not gonna
It's
lie.
great.
our friend in the other campaign whose first character is
Who's in the chat? Shout out to Fuzzy Robot.
Shout out. Who is his first character was Kevlamir, a half elf, spore druid. Great character, by the way.
Salt of the earth.
Absolutely. And then Solifane is his mascot character, which, if I can absolutely say, is one of my favorite characters to have played with. Like, Solifane is
Just a big smiley dude that wants happiness for the world. What's not to love?
Really, truly, all he wants is for everyone to, like, he wants to share the world with everybody, and everyone share the world with him. And all he wants is to bring happiness and joy and the teachings of Elistray.
He would be a hippie, but hippies don't like hurting people and shouting. And he does both.
Solifane loves to shout and is okay with hurting
He's
people
okay with
if
hurting
it's
people.
necessary.
It's necessary, yeah. He ain't gonna shy away from beating a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Is what we're saying. Alright, so let's get back to brass tacks here. Tiefling Rogue, Changeling Wizard. We good for that? Or we want to search some
I'm
other
about
avenues here?
I'm
About
about
the
it.
Tiefling Rogue? I'm going to Rogue Assassin, because I am going to put just like what subclass you're going for, even though we are going to start at level 1.
Right.
So you won't get the subclass until level 3 for most of them. I think there's there's a couple that you get at level 1, like Cleric. You get your domain at level 1. And is there one where you get it at 4? I almost feel like there is, but I can't think of which one. I don't think it's Sorcerer. I know it's not Ranger.
Wait. Sorcerer gets your archetype at level 1. Cleric
Sorcerer
gets
gets it
your
at level
archetype
1, okay. Cleric gets level 1.
Paladin gets it at level 1.
Huh.
Warlock gets it at level 1.
I almost feel like there's one at level 4, but now I'm not so sure. Anyway.
Yeah.
Tekkit, Changeling Wizard. You good with that? You want to explore some other avenues? He's muted. He's in planning, I think. Be back in like 5. Someone's at my door. Okay. Well,
Gotcha.
we'll give him a minute then. Ryan.
Yes.
That was the Lionel Ranger, yeah?
Lionin. But,
Lionin?
Oh, yes. If Tekkit is going with the wizard, then I'm
I,
going
E,
with
or
my
A?
Lionin.
For the last... Like, Lionin, Lionin, or Lionan?
Leonin.
Oh, Leonin.
Yeah.
Anyone got some names other than Ryan's that I'm not going to type because it's completely stupid? His name is... He basically smashed his face against the keyboard.
I was thinking about Mara.
Mara?
Ooh.
Blessings of Mara upon you.
Blessings of Mara. Okay. So have you looked into tiefling names?
Kind of?
There
Okay,
is
hang on
thing.
one second.
I will pull it up.
Hang on. I was gonna say I
I've got D&D Beyond right over here.
I have my handbook right next to me.
That's
'Cause, like,
nice, Ed.
I was reading up on it earlier a little bit, but I
Okay.
don't know, I like the sound of it.
Tiefling names fall into 3 broad categories. Tieflings born into another culture typically have names reflective of that culture. Some have names derived from the infernal language passed down through generations that reflect their fiendish heritage. And some younger tieflings, striving to find a place in the world, adopt a name that signifies a virtue or other concept and then try to embody that concept. For some, the chosen name is a noble quest. For others, it's a grim destiny. So you can have a name that's just sort of a culture, which Mara seems like it would be one that's from a culture that you hail from. You can have one that's derived from infernal. It sounds sort of like a fiendish tongue. Or you can have one that's supposed to signalize a virtue, like something you're trying to aspire to or embody.
For instance, my tiefling character, Sigurd Shaltir, fits under the first one, where she got her name from like the culture she was in, because she was kind of raised by pirates. So they gave her a name that they figured would be like a fitting name for a pirate, based on like the only thing they had to go off of, which is the letter S. So they named her Sigurd Shaltir. Sigurd being like a first name they picked, and Shaltir because
he's a fan of Overlord.
Because shut up! You only know that joke because all the time.
No, now I know it because I know more about Overlord.
But no, Shaltir was.
And I also have a tiefling that's been waiting in the wings forever called Zahiri Astrin, which is, I guess you could consider that more of a name derived from Infernal, as opposed to. Oh yeah, Nick is watching. He's in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't used Zahiri. But I'd suppose that would be a name that's more derived from Infernal than something from a culture. Just something to chew on. You can absolutely do Mara. That would be something that would be more of a name taken from where you're from.
I don't know. I just kind of like the sound of it, honestly.
Yeah, I could see Mara being a tiefling that's sort of from a more well-to-do city, or heck, even from Waterdeep itself, maybe. Who knows?
I mean, possibly. I haven't really thought too much in terms of backstory, to be honest. So.
Oh, that's part of episode 0.
I will say that since I'm playing as Uli, I will likely not be a water-heavy noble, or not notable, but native.
Yeah, big fuck-off lion dude does not blend well with Waterdeep. That's for certain.
Absolutely. Alright, so are we doing like rolls now as soon as Tekkit comes back, or?
Well, we're also.
I am back.
Hey, speak of the devil. So Tekkit, changeling wizard.
Yes. Yeah, I'm
Keeping that. All right. Any thought on a name?
I'm gonna keep the name as well, being Victorian.
Victorian.
Yeah. Viktorin.
Victorian. Bit of an odd name for a changeling, but I'd suppose that is more of an assumed name rather than your actual name, because
he has a little story where he wasn't actually raised by changelings.
Oh, that's nice.
Being why he has the name that isn't a changeling name.
Yeah, I feel you. I just know the changeling names are usually like one syllable. All right, so we've got Mara. I will say real quick, Minny, that you have to keep in mind that tieflings are not really looked upon highly in society.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I read up on that. Yeah.
Yeah. They seem to be regarded as a very shady bunch by most. It's just a good thing to keep that in mind. I'm not trying to dissuade you. I'm just letting you know.
No. I know. I did a bit of reading up on it earlier and stuff too.
Alright.
So.
Now, Ryan, what is the first name, just so I can have it on here?
Ouli. Uli.
It's still dumb, but okay.
Listen, okay, look, let me just be real.
No, I will prove my point. Ryan, say his last name. Just say it once.
I'm sorry, what was that?
My point exactly.
No, I legit didn't hear it.
Kataskavastis.
That sounds complicated.
Yeah.
It is technically Greek.
Still complicated.
There's a reason we're not speaking Greek. We want to have this stream done in a couple of hours, not, a couple of days.
And his last name means
It means I have too many marshmallows in my mouth.
His full name is like a translation of the word scar maker. So his first name literally translates to scar. Yeah. So,
I suppose now is the time to go to the roll table to cut off Ryan's backstory. Because if not, he's going to be talking for the next 20 minutes. And you will.
No, I know, but that's not what I was doing. No, I was just making a point that it's like I've created Scar from the Lion King as a D&D character.
His name's Taka, actually, which means trash. That's a real thing. Scar's actual name was Taka, which means trash, and Mufasa means king. I think it means king. It means something of the sort. Their parents named their kids king and trash, and they get surprised that one of them grows up to kill the other.
I mean,
their parents hoed them.
They
hoed them.
So it's time for rolls. Now I'm gonna give you guys an option here. We can either do the high variance D20 method, which is what we did the last time we played Outlaws of the Iron Root, or we can do the standard 4d6 method, which how that works is for each of the 6, you roll 4d6, you drop 1, and you add up the other 3, and that's your score. So like if you were to roll 2 6s, a 2, and a 4, and you drop the 2, you add up the 2 6s and the 4, you got 16. That's one of your scores. So you can either do the 4d6 method or the d20 method. Which, for those watching, the d20 method is that we just roll a d20 for each of the stats. That means higher variance, because you can get a natural 20 in an ability. You can get a natural 1 in an ability, if you're really unlucky. But we have a bit of a leeway where you roll 7, and you can only have up to 2 negative modifiers, which means you can only have 2 rolls below 10. If you get more than that, you have to re-roll whichever one is the last one until it is either null or a positive.
I thought the rule was that it's you can roll a total of 3 under 10 because we drop one of the 7 at the end of it.
Oh, we're doing the 3. Oh, that's right. I did say we were doing the 3.
Yeah, that's why I was asking.
Yeah, no, it is 3. Anyway, okay. We'll go ahead and make an example out of this. Minny, Tekkit, which one do you want to do first? Because Ryan's already rolled his.
I suppose I could.
Alright, so go into the roll table, exclamation point, R7D20. Alright, roll 1 more. It's going to replace that 6.
Just like 1 more d20?
Yep, 1 more d20, because it's going to replace that 6. Because the 6 is the last one rolled.
Crap, did I do it right?
It's an exclamation point, R1D20.
My bad.
That's good.
Never get used to these.
Alright, so you have a 15, 2 14s, an 11, a 5, a 3, and a 1. So, which one do you want to drop? I ask incredulously.
I mean, I think the answer here is obvious.
Yeah.
15.
I'm gonna drop the
God,
15.
no. That one is gone.
All right. He's still left with some interesting scores, we'll say. So you got 15, 14, 14, 11, 5, and 3. So you got some two big negatives that you're gonna be popping in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So Tekkit, go ahead. Either do the 4d6 method or the d20 method, whichever one you prefer. D20 method is good because you can get some really high scores, but you can also get some really low scores. All right, Tekkit, you don't have to do any rerolls.
Okay.
So which one of those are you dropping?
They're free.
All right. I always have to ask because
Either one. I don't
who
care.
knows? Who knows?
So are we using the rolls that I did with you the other day, or do you want me to re-roll?
You know what? Just for the sake of things, reroll. You might
Alright.
get something better. Who knows?
All right.
That actually happened with Aldvar. Is I rolled on
Don't
my own
fuck me.
because it was the
Don't
first.
fuck me.
It was the first character that I did, and he had me re-rolling from him, and I actually rolled better stats than the first time.
See, the only thing I'm saying is don't do this to me and like.
Oh yeah,
after
you're
I
gonna
rolled my
get
first
like
20s
all
on a character.
tens.
Don't do this to me after I rolled my first 20s on a character, and then like I get like all negatives.
You can get like all negatives. Well, you can't get all negatives. You can only get 2 without dropping. All right, that's okay. That's okay.
Every time. Every time.
What? That's some good stats.
They are actually.
I'm assuming
But
you're
also-
dropping the 2.
Yeah, I'm dropping the 2.
All right. So, Minny has 15, 14, 14, 11, 5, and 3. Tekkit has 18, 17, 16, 15, 15, and 3. And Ryan has 17, 17, 16, 15, 15, and 5. So, I'm just gonna go through with you each one except for Ryan because Ryan knows what goes where and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Minny,
I'm actually already filling it into a
as a
sheet
rogue,
right now.
your most important stat is your dexterity. Rogues excel in small like finesse weapons as well as some thrown stuff and dexterity also manages your AC, tells how hard you are to hit. So if I were you, I would put that 15 in dex. Whereas you are gonna have to make some compromises with the 5 and the 3. But that is what it is. Also, it's just occurring to me now to ask, Minny, Tekkit, do you guys have like D&D Beyond and stuff open?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I
follow
have it
along with
open.
you.
I'm just trying to get the actual character creation thing going.
Yeah, you just
Oh,
go to
there's the button.
collections,
Yeah.
my characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there should be a button to add a character.
Mhm.
Alright. I think because you have the source material for it, I need you to create a campaign for it
Yeah, I probably do.
so I can get the Leonin set up.
I'll go ahead and do that now.
I also think Changeling isn't immediately available. It might be, but I might be wrong as well. So
I don't think it is either. So I'm just going to go ahead and create the campaign for it. And I am going to that fly light on my nose. So I'm going to pull this aside real quick here. Fuck that. Now I'm going to plop it in reference.
Alright.
That way it's not on the stream. Oh, what? Okay, there we go. So now you are invited to the Dragon Heist campaign. And actually... yeah, there we go. There we go. Enabled content sharing. So Minny, it's a little inconsequential for you because your stuff isn't really blocked behind any content books. But
For the moment,
Tekkit and
yeah.
Ryan, yeah. Tekkit and Ryan, yeah.
Yeah, the
Well, not-
archetypes are, which is...
Not Assassin,
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, it is.
Really? Alright.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Well, at
It's
least for
kind of
starting
fun,
it.
so-
At least for starting it, it's kind of inconsequential. But you can still just you can still just join with a character that you've already made if you want to make the character first and then join the campaign with it.
Is it XP or milestone?
It's going to be milestone.
Gotcha.
We're gonna be doing milestones.
Confirm.
'Cause I'm not
I mean,
gonna
I
be-
kind of...
Well, if you already did XP, that's fine. I'm just gonna tell you when you're leveling up each level.
Are we doing encumbrance or no?
No one uses encumbrance rules. Let's be honest.
Fair enough.
No one gives a fuck what you're carrying.
All right.
What are we
So-
doing? What are we doing for sources? Is that going to be... Is that
Sources?
going to be an issue, or...
What do you mean sources?
Under character preferences, like the first thing it asks for sources.
Under character preferences.
Oh, like the homebrew content.
Yeah,
Critical
like-
Role content.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
sure what
Test.
we're...
You don't have to worry about any of that stuff, really.
Okay.
You can select things, you can deselect things. That's really just the stuff that's included while you're creating the character. You don't have anything, at least I don't think anyone's making a gunslinger or a blood hunter or something like that. So you don't really have to worry about what's selected and what's not there, so long as it's just official content.
Right.
We're doing this pretty legit.
Really should have done half of this ahead of time.
And yes, just because I stated it to Minny, even though Tekkit already knows that Wizard intelligence is mostly important. I'd probably plot that
Yep.
18 in there.
I have everything except for the last two. I don't know if I want to put that free and strength for charisma yet.
I was gonna laugh if you popped in dexterity.
Yeah.
My AC is 6. Classic glass cannon wizard. Actually, while I'm at it, I'm changing some nicknames. Let's talk this out a little bit. Clicking anime girls, you best fucking believe it.
I'm trying to think.
It's good for just having on the background. I feel like I'm doing something with my life. Also, hello Fox. Sorry I didn't see you earlier. I was too busy figuring out stuff on my second monitor. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, we'll do that one. There we go. That works. Yeah. Okay.
Alright, well, we know Minnie's struggling a bit with the backstory. Tekkit.
I had my backstory written for Jin's campaign,
I did? Nice.
so that whole thing's ready to go.
So I suppose, either if you want to say something about it here, or if you just want to, like, message me afterward talking about it. Just whichever one.
Right.
So that way I can get a sort of an idea of who the character is. Didn't notice still at work, so I dip in and out a lot. That's cool, Fox.
and 15. On the bright side, it did boost up some of the lower ones, but I also sacrificed 4 points on the low one.
You know.
And I also lost 3 points on the high one.
You know.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay.
It also has the
negative.
It also has
3.
the unintended benefit of the fact that we can plug all those numbers directly in D&D Beyond. We don't have to do any overrides or anything because the lowest is 3 and the highest is 18.
Yeah.
So it's basically as much variance as we would see in the 3d6 method, just with some more on the high end.
That -3 hurts. Poor Uli.
If you think the -3 hurts you, think about Tekkit's -4 and Minnie's -3 and -4, and then stop complaining.
Fuck
Yeah.
you. True. Tekkit's got that -3, -4. I mean.
Yeah, and Minnie's got a -3 and a -4. Poor thing.
Jesus. Poor thing. Alright.
It's gonna pick
Okay,
things.
now I
bad
can
at.
decide what goes where.
We said mercenary veteran, right? Yeah, we said
Yeah.
mercenary veteran.
That is your background.
Yes. Trophy, Chauncey.
It's also it's an interesting thing because for the most part, you guys have the character creation pretty well down. Yes, just keep in mind we are all starting at level 1. You don't get an archetype just yet, but you do have things like your background and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I'll have to figure that out when I get to that point. I
yeah,
guess.
I'm mainly just sort of focusing on Minnie because Tekkit's character is already kind of made.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm just
And
at
Ryan's
the
already
point
kinda
where I'm
made.
deciding where my stats go.
I know this 3 is really killing me right now.
Yeah, Minnie, if I were you, I definitely put that 15 dexterity.
Right.
Don't sacrifice the constitution too much because you are supposed to be in the backdrop, but there's still a chance you're gonna take a hit. If I were you, I'd probably put that 11 in constitution. That way it's not too low, but it's not too high either.
Yeah, I was just thinking that as well.
Your strength, if you're using finesse weapons, you don't have to be that strong. So you could put one of those negatives in the strength. Depending on who the character is, really depends on where you want to put things like intelligence and charisma. And then wisdom is always sort of a weird one to figure out in terms of like character. So if it's not really a character that deals directly with wisdom, it sort of just gets whatever is left over with me. I'm usually the type that will focus on dexterity and constitution first and foremost.
Right.
You being a rogue, you definitely want to focus on dexterity. Constitution, it's sort of hit or miss because you do have another physical fighter in the group. Because a ranger can be a physical fighter, it's not just ranged weapons. Like, for instance, one of the characters I was talking about, Guardian, he is a fighter ranger. He's multi-classed, and most of his attacks are with his longsword. There's nothing saying that a ranger has to stick to ranged attacks, though he can do it. And even with a few select wizard spells, Tekkit could even be a melee fighter.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Well, I mean, they're higher level spells, things
I
like Tensor's
I've got my 3
Transformation.
in strength, so I don't think
I
I
mean-
want to try to use it.
I know of a spell that will rock your socks off in terms of just physical fighting. Let me find it real quick. It's
Is intelligence something I'd really have to focus on, or is it just one of those things that's good to have but not super important?
intelligence is a thing that would be more dependent on your character than
Right.
things like gameplay. Intelligence tells generally how smart you are. If you want to be dumber
Right.
than a sack of rocks, you won't have to take a whole lot of notes. You're not going to remember a whole lot of things. And you get to have fun being a dumb person, but you are a dumb person. You're not going to come up with a lot of good ideas. you're gonna be
Right.
sort of going off half-cocked.
Okay, I think I made a relatively good call at that point.
Yes, let me remind myself of the spell I'm thinking of. It is Tensor's Transformation, isn't it? Yeah. You endow yourself with endurance and martial prowess fueled by magic until the spell ends. You can't cast spells, and you gain the following benefits: 50 temporary hit points, advantage on attack rolls that you make with simple and martial weapons. When you hit a target with a weapon attack, it also takes an extra 2d12 force damage. You have proficiency in strength and constitution saving throws. You can attack twice instead of once when you take the attack action on your turn. You ignore the benefit if you already have a feature like extra attack that gives you extra attacks. I thought for some reason that it boosted your strength, but I guess not. But it does basically make a fighter out of a wizard. And a pretty damn strong fighter too, especially since you get an extra 2d12 force damage on a weapon. I'm just sitting here chilling out with the lo-fi.
Yeah, sorry.
That was good.
Do you want to give us an idea of like what languages might make sense?
I think
this, or like this part of town or something, or this part of the world.
Say it one more time.
Are you able to give us kind of like an idea of what languages would make sense for us to know in this part of the world?
Waterdeep is along the Sword Coast. It is a very big hotbed for adventurers, especially considering there is a very well-known tavern in the town called the Yawning Portal, which is a hotbed for adventuring activity and leads to the Undermountain, which is a very large dungeon underneath Waterdeep. You're not going to be going in there because the Underdungeon is very hard, and it also has its own campaign. So if God forbid we were to ever finish Dragon Heist, we could take these characters into the Undermountain. But
not exactly a great idea, but you know that.
Fuck you. Any idea is a good idea if you do it right. But yeah, as for what languages would be prevalent in this part of the world, I'd say much the same as there usually is. Things like, of course, Common, Elvish, Dwarvish, Infernal less so. More in places where tieflings run rampant. It's not so much in a large town, but a large town, you can justify really any language being there because of the variety of people that go through there. It's just some things are going to be a little stranger to know, like Infernal, Abyssal, Undercommon, Deep Speech, Celestial, Sylvan. There's always going to be like those exotic languages that's a little stranger to know in parts of the world, but for the most part, the more common breed of languages, you can generalize any of it. I think Fox pointed this to Minny. Do you want to be Fallout 1 high intelligence know-all, or Fallout 1 low intelligence so you can't fully comprehend your native tongue? This is true. This is true. Fallout 1 portrays low intelligence great. You speak like a caveman the entire time if you've got low intelligence.
Yeah, no, I think I
New
got
Tarzan,
I think
new
I got my
Jane.
stats basically sorted out. What are we doing for starting equipment though? Like,
Starting equipment. Let me go over something real quick here, because I don't know if it said anything specifically about what I should do about starting equipment, and if it doesn't, then I am just going to let you guys choose your equipment. Take note, especially Ryan, because we do this in our campaign and we're not supposed to. You are supposed to be able to do either starting wealth or starting equipment, and that wealth is
Right.
used. If you do the wealth, it's usually used to buy your equipment.
No, I'm well aware of what the rules are. I just do both just because I feel like it gives everyone a decent head start.
Oh yeah, I know it. But for this, I'm going to say we are just doing starting equipment, no wealth, unless it is specified by your backstory, or your background rather.
Yeah, you get
Because some
you gain
backgrounds
wealth
will
from
give you
your
like
background.
10 gold, something like that.
Noble gives you 30 GP, I believe, but
Well, yeah, because you're fucking loaded.
yeah.
You also get a handmade set of stationery to keep up with your political contacts. At least I believe you do.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you will get your starting equipment based on your class and background, but no starting wealth other than that.
Alright. Ooh, he's almost done. I'm onto
Yeah,
equipment already.
Think I might be good to go. Let's see.
Okay,
Armor.
Glomer, hey, thanks for the follow, man.
2 simple melee weapons. I'll take 2 short swords.
Okay, let's.
Appreciate that, and hope you enjoy the ride with episode 0.
So we have rank, change choice for set, change which ones, let's do this. The remainder of my last wages, nice, 10
The
GP.
remainder of your last wages.
Oof. Oof.
What do you mean, oof? You got 10 gold coins.
Yeah, but it's just the remainder of my last wages.
Well, yeah, man, I mean, it's
That's
been a
what's
minute.
getting me.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
You've been out there on the roads, roughing it, in the wastes.
I'm in the campaign now, and I think I'm more or less good,
Nice.
possibly, with the exception of, actual backstory and stuff, which I will work on.
Now we just gotta wait for Tekkit to join it too.
Oh yeah, so I'm going through all the cantrips right now.
Oh, nice. Gotta pick them spiels.
Okay, let's see.
And Uli does not get spells until level 2,
Which is okay.
which is a strange thing for a ranger to not get spells until level 2 specifically. You'd figure at least like level 3 if you're gonna put it
Yeah.
off.
Right.
Oh well. Alright, Minny, have you given a little bit of thought into just what kind of person Mara is? It's like personality.
Just kind of in terms of her like personality kind of deal.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I kind of get, I don't know, I just had like this image of in my head of this like person that just kind of takes whatever mostly in stride, but is kind of bitter about a lot of things, but doesn't really show it right away, kind of thing. Usually kind of appears pretty easygoing, but kind of gets shit done whenever needed, kind
So
of
kind
thing.
of like passive aggressive sort of thing.
Kinda.
And so sure, who wouldn't have fun having, an entire legion of people breathing down your neck?
Mm-hmm.
Time of my life, really. You never quite know how well you're living until it's about to end. I'm about it.
Why is age you're allowed to put like only numbers except for periods or the letter E? I can be years old.
What is
I can-
E?
E
What
period.
is-
I know
E,
this. I know this. E is scientific notation
Oh.
for an exponent.
Okay.
So if you do like 1E10, it would be 1 plus 10 zeros afterward.
Ah, that explains why it's still in there. Okay. Well, I'm just sitting here like I was about to put myself as years old.
So, Tekkit, since you also have your character all characterized, tell me a little bit about how Victorian is as a person.
Yeah, so essentially Victorian has his lifelong goal that he is going to reach, and he's going to use people, he's going to steal from people, he's going to do whatever he has to get to that goal. I don't want to reveal what the goal is. I want
No,
that to be
that's
kind
fine.
of
You
during
can
the
tell me in
campaign, but
DMs. You can tell me
Yeah,
in
I'll send you
DMs.
the whole
Yeah.
thing.
I'm just asking about like personality wise at the moment.
Oh yeah, he's
so I
like,
can take any
I mean, his
little notes I
background's
have.
criminal, so if that gives you an idea.
So he's driven, he does whatever it takes to get the job done. Hey, Spooky Fingers, thanks for the follow. Hope you're having fun with the episode 0. I've had 2 follows today. That's most
Nice.
than almost any other stream.
You know, it's something I could tell you about Victoria.
Got 5 viewers too. Wow.
Really nice.
Adventure 3
That's
Tekkit's going to cross everyone during a rest period for 2 gold.
Probably.
For 2 gold.
Victoria's
You know
just
what?
gonna slit everyone's throats and take the 2 gold between them.
You
While
know
they're
what? I
resting.
can't even blame the guy. 2 golds, 2 gold.
That's a lot of money right there.
That's a lot of money.
Do you know how many tankers of ale 2 gold can buy? Like 40. Alright, well if that's all I'm getting out of Tekkit, then Ryan, tell me a
Oh,
bit about
nice.
Uli.
Well, hang on. Go ahead, Tekkit, because like if you're not finished, that's fine.
The other thing I was going to say is,
Go for it.
you know, he's not going to try to go and risk his life for any other person, because to reach his goal, he has to kind of be alive to do it.
Fair.
So
Self-preserving.
if it comes down to him or you, he's saving him.
It's fair. Some would call it selfish, but that's fine. Self-preservation instinct is strong with this one.
Indeed.
Gonna be interesting to see. Alright, Ryan, tell me a little bit about Uli. Just give me
okay,
some
so
general
he is-
personality beats.
No physical descriptions.
Just personality
Yes, sir.
beats. That's all I'm asking for right now.
Just as a little.
We'll get
touch-ups
into
on his
physical stuff
backstory.
on episode 1.
Cool. As a little bit of touch-ups on his backstory, he came from like a remote.
Personality beats.
I'm getting there.
You're
Came from
talking
like a
about his backstory.
rural
I didn't
area,
ask
so
for his
he's got, like,
backstory.
I'm trying to say he's got a bit of like a weird method of like phrasing things that slips every now and then. He has kind of like a gruffer kind of voice. He very much looks like imagine Grumpy Cat. That's him.
Remember
That's
that part
basically
where
it.
I
Oh,
said
no.
physical description would come in episode 1?
Well, I'm just like
Me
the
too.
aura you get off of him. The aura you get off of him. He's
Aura,
very
aura.
grumpy. He's very, very agitated looking.
Like I
most
said
of the
that,
time.
I lost a viewer because I said that. I said aura aura.
He's just to briefly touch up, but he's a bounty hunter at the moment. So,
Personality.
What do you want me to say? Like
Personality. What kind of
Grumpy and
person is he?
quiet, Jesus
I've said it like
Christ.
6 times.
Grumpy and quiet. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. Everyone else is like, he's got like this, that going on. I'm like, oh yeah, he's got this personality. So, fuck you.
Everyone else got
Grumpy
into their
and quiet.
personality, and you were like, he was born deep in the mountains, far away from human civilization.
Fuck you.
It's like,
Grumpy and quiet.
I
That's all you
don't
get.
need all that.
All y'all fuckers get. Grumpy and quiet. Fuck you.
I'm entertained right now. I'm not gonna lie.
What do you want from me? The thing I've been asking for. God. I could get into people's backstories, but now I'm not gonna. Just because. Yeah. Instead, we're going to ask a very important question. We're going to go one by one here. Minny,
Mhm.
what do you expect out of this campaign? Both what do you expect and what does Mara expect to gain? First, what do you want?
I mean, I just generally want to, I guess, just learn more about the game in general and just kind of have a good time, I guess. I don't know, I haven't really thought that far.
Like, do you want something that's got a lot of combat? Do you want something that involves a lot of political intrigue? Something that's, you know, involves a lot of interaction with others? Something where just what kind of things do you want to happen during the process of the campaign?
Do you
I
want
mean, I
a
feel like-
fighty fight or thinky think.
I don't know, I feel like a balance between the two would be good. I feel like I'm terrible at both, but like, both would be
Blending the
good.
two.
Yeah.
Right. Now, what kind of thing is Mara expecting out of this campaign? Like, what is she after, I guess? If that's something you want to disclose.
I'm not entirely sure yet.
Alright, we'll skip the characters for now. It's probably a bit of an ambitious question. Tekkit, what do you expect out of this campaign?
Yeah, so the reason I started trying to get in D&D is for the role playing. So I guess more talking to the NPCs, stuff like that. That's fighting. Mostly because my character's not made for fighting.
That's fair. I mean, to be fair, we did like what, 2 sessions in Mechanics and Magic, Ryan?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we did 2 sessions in Mechanics and Magic, and I don't think we had 1 round of combat.
Yeah, we haven't had combat once, and I really
And our
tried.
And our sessions were
I-
like 5 or 6 hours. So I can definitely keep up something like this with less battle. And yes, he absolutely did try. Nova was not about people. Speaking of which, Ryan, what do you expect out of this campaign?
Honestly, give me just 1 second to finish typing.
Apparently I work through 11 tomorrow. That's fun news. Oh, back with 5. I guess whoever left because the Aura must have come back. Welcome back to the stream. I cannot blame you.
Alright. Boom. Boom. Boom.
Boom.
Okay. Sorry, I finished
making him in D&D Beyond. So essentially, I'm looking for an opportunity to not DM a campaign and actually play one again. It feels like it's been fucking forever since I played one. I just kind of want to like experience being a character. Like I want to be in the world. I don't want to have to keep track of all these thousands of things going on at once. But at the same time, like I do enjoy feeling like I do enjoy kind of like immersing myself as the character. I want to like try to do the things that I feel like the character could and would do in these moments.
That's fair.
And that can range again from anywhere from like trying to have a conversation for bartering purposes, or just trying to do like really good maneuvers in combat that like take down an enemy quickly.
So
or
sort of what
super
Minny's
flashy.
saying with the good balance between combat and conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what I'm getting from you lot is maybe a little lighter on the conversation, or like a little lighter on the battle rather, and just like trying to strike up a good mix between the two. That doesn't make things feel too fighty and doesn't make things feel too talky.
Mm-hmm.
And just basically immersing yourselves in the world a little more, trying to get the real experience.
I'd like to say that like I'd like action, but also like I want to be in this world at the same time.
Oh, that's fair. No, trust me, there are times in here for combat, but it is, I believe it is a decent bit of role play opportunities. You don't have to fight through everything. Like even at the start of it, there's even an opportunity of like a fight or flight sort of thing. Even though it's not really flight, it's really just sort of fight or sit. Just sip on your tankards and watch the world go by. 1,000-yard stare straight into the yawning portal. Airplanes outside my house.
Ooh. Vroom.
At least he thinks he's an airplane. Trying to go that fast.
Alright. Ah, yay.
Yay.
I just noticed the names have changed.
Oh yeah, I did that forever ago. Did that forever ago. It was probably like an hour ago.
Well, I'm sorry. God. I'm just trying here.
Don't apologize to God, apologize to me.
Swear to me. Alright. Also, that's how you spell it, by the way. If you guys look at the campaign and stuff,
Well,
that is how you spell my last name.
no one's looking at that.
Mm-mm.
It's dumb.
They understand.
It is legitimately like you smashed your forehead against your your
But
keyboard.
I did-
Yeah, you didn't, because your computer is still on.
Shut up. Leave Toby alone. Leave Toby alone.
Well, I'm wondering if Ryan's computer gets jostled a little too much, it just shuts down like a tumbler.
He's an old man, okay? He has hard time breathing. And
And if you jostle him a little too much, he gets a heart attack. Yeah, I get it.
yeah. Don't excite him too much.
That's not exciting. If you get picking up and shaking, it's not exciting. You're like, oh God, make it stop.
So, I think I'm going to start off with saying, Officially, at the very least,
Officially.
Tekkit, I do believe you are a designated healer at the moment. Because you are the only one with the capability for it.
I mean, if you're
I
gonna
mean,
use
that's-
us, you gotta keep, if
I
you're
didn't
gonna
know I
use us,
had the
you gotta keep us alive.
I didn't even know I had the capability to heal.
I mean,
Oh wait, no, not
Don't
yet.
think I have
yet.
any
not yet.
spells of that.
Second level. As soon as you get second level spells, you'll be able to. Oh, fuck. Well,
Hold on.
here's to us.
Also, your prepared
Hopefully-
spells are 0 out of 5.
Because I forgot to prepare him. That's why.
Rip.
Yeah. Even though you've got one spell learned, but you don't have any prepared. I'm gonna say like have 5 spells learned, so you can prepare them.
Oh, I thought it was one.
Yeah.
Only.
No, it's prepared spells 0 out of 5. So I'm gonna say you can have 5 spells learned to have them prepared.
Because wizards use a spell book, so they have
Yeah.
the spells in their spell book.
Oh yeah, it says 5 here. Okay. Why didn't
Well,
I
it's
see
also
that
the
when I
fact
was
that he
thinking?
can't just pick and choose which spells to swap out because wizards need to learn their spells. They have to copy them into their spell book.
Yeah.
But he will start with 5 spells because it asks him to prepare 5 spells.
Yes.
And I will stick to that rule that if it says however many spells prepared, you can have that many known. Like, plus or minus whatever other ones you have picked up along the way. You know, like copied over from scrolls or what have you.
Yeah.
And so Mara's got the negatives in strength and wisdom. Where did Uli place the negative? In intelligence. Oof.
That's why I was like, oof, because it was a 5,
And Victorian's
It
got
was
the
a
negative in
5.
strength.
and originally it was a 9. And
So
I
yeah,
was
Uli really
"Aw."
is going to have to be the powerhouse here because the other two have minus in strength. Like -3 to their strength.
Yeah.
I absolutely am very much just I will handle them. Just back me up here.
Like to the point where if either one of them like full force punches someone and hits, it does no damage. Like by the
Jesus
rules of the game.
Christ.
By the rules of the game, it does 0 bludgeoning damage. Like the very epitome of stop, quit it, knock it off.
Yep, I'm gonna stay far away from anyone who tries to attack us.
Probably a good idea.
I mean, you know, generally.
Which also is gonna be bad because I can't heal you guys when I'm far away, but you know.
Well, you know, you can take the good with the bad.
But I did already say don't just state I'm gonna let you guys die if it comes down to it, so...
Hey, listen, if you're gonna use us, you need to keep us alive.
You said I'm gonna use you.
You said you like to use peeps, so, you know. I'm just saying.
I mean, there's plenty of people in the world.
There are.
You also have a +2 to medicine.
the
I mean, you
crossbow.
don't have to just go and charge and heal him. You can come back afterward and try and like stabilize him and be like, "Hey, you okay there, buddy? Good?
Can you breathe?
You're good. You're good."
You're good. Quit whining. You're fine.
And I guess it'd be a good as time as any to say just what we're planning for the time frame of when we're going to do this. So we are going to be doing this every other week, Monday or Tuesday, whenever my schedule allows it. I do want to do something else for a stream on Monday. I'm not sure what. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Monday or Tuesday, whichever one I got off. If I have off Monday, I may or may not be streaming. Because if I have off Monday, I'm going to get my eye exam, and I might not be able to see for a while afterward.
Oof,
Well, because they dilate your eyes, and
that's never fun.
I wouldn't say that. It's an interesting experience, but I can't see worth a shit. Like it's legitimately just colors, just blurring together. There's no shape to anything when you get your eyes dilated. Anyone who's had to go for an eye exam would know that it is a very strange experience to just see color and nothing else.
I find it weirdly terrifying, personally.
I can understand. I just find it like almost mildly amusing because it's something different, and I know it's gonna go away. Like if I didn't know it was gonna go away, then it'd be like, gut-wrenchingly terrifying. But yeah, so God willing, everything works out. Stream on Monday. I might do a stream on Saturday. I'm not sure. If things don't work out for Monday and it gets pushed back to Tuesday, I might just do a stream on Saturday instead. Plus or minus whatever I do on Tuesday. This, Dungeons and Empires, episode 1, I want to do the next week. So not this Monday or Tuesday, but the next one. We will be doing an episode 1, starting things off correctly and right. Clear your schedules, you lot.
That shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah. And we are going to be doing from 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time to about 10 o'clock p.m. I'm going to be trying to do that if and when we can duty sheet. I was toying with the idea of maybe doing from 6 to 10, but I think we're just going to stick with the 7 to 10 for now. Just because I don't want to run too late. I would go to 7 to 11, but I don't want to run too late into the night.
Yeah.
That's my cat meowing somewhere in the distance. I can hear
As
her, but I
compared
can't
to
see
our
her.
sessions on Sunday that typically run from
Our
like,
sessions on Sunday will run from like 6 o'clock when we usually start, even though we say we're going to start at 4:30 till like 10 o'clock.
Look, lately I've been getting better about starting on time. Alright?
Last time we started, it was 5:30. We met up.
Last time we started, it was 4:30.
No, it was
We
like
did start at
it was like
4:30.
4:45, 5 o'clock,
Okay, fine, I'll give you that.
and we
but,
met
like,
up at 3 o'clock.
Yes.
We didn't even leave the ice cream shop until after 4.
Yeah, we didn't, but we got back. We started after like a little bit. Got settled in. We started up. It was fine.
But I will say, when I'm running the show, things will start on time. You can be certain of that, because I like
At
to be
least
on
there's
times
that.
for things.
At
So
least there's that.
if it is going to be 7 to 10, it is going to be 7 to 10. 7 is going to be when the stream starts, and actually, come to think, 7 would probably be when we start the D&D session. I will probably start the stream about 15 minutes earlier than that. So
Right.
I'm going to say, for the sake of sanity and for the sake of getting things out of the way and getting it worked out of your system and all that stuff, when we do episode 1 of Dungeons and Empires, week after next, it will be from 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 10 p.m. So all you out there in the chat that want to check out the Dungeons and Empires, be sure to tune in then. And in the meantime, you can always tune into the other stream bullshit that I decide to do, whatever that may be. I'm still not entirely sure what I want to do for the next stream.
So that'll
got
be
a
on
whole
the
bunch of ideas.
17th, yeah?
17th?
Yeah.
Yeah, 17th or 18th, whichever one
Okay.
I get. Because, as I've said, it's mainly dependent on my work schedule. I usually get Mondays off. It might be a Tuesday. I don't know.
Right. Both
Usually
work for
it's
me, so
Monday.
that's all good.
I know it's hard to work around my schedule, but like it's also the fact that I'm going to be doing this on stream day, which is the other reason why I'm going to be doing it every other week as opposed to the other D&D group I play with Ryan, where we do it every week.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am going to be doing regular streams in between the D&D streams. That's what the schedule is
Okay,
looking
hang
like
on.
for that. So,
So, what is your intelligence modifier, by the way?
mine is
Tekkit.
20.
Fuck you.
Oh.
Tekkit's probably
Oh, again.
plus 4, yeah? Yep, plus 4.
Yep, plus 4.
Smart.
You would have 4 level 1 spells in your book.
4
I've been
level 1
looking
spells?
for it the entire time. It's based on
looking for
it,
it the entire
you have the
time.
exact. You have the amount of spells in your book based off of the intelligence modifier, apparently, starting out.
Okay, I see. Well, you have 2 right now, Tekkit, so you can choose 2 more. Because your cantrips don't count. Those aren't in your spellbook.
Right.
Cantrips are at
So you
will
can
kind of
choose
cast.
2 more first level spells to be in your spellbook. And then you'll still have 1 more spot for a prepared spell if you find one along the way.
But yeah, I've
Since I
been
have
looking the
5
entire
first
time.
level on mine.
Say again?
So it says I have 5 first level spells on mine.
From what I'm seeing, unless I need to update it here. Yep,
No,
you
that's
are
fine.
correct. So I
Anyway,
guess you need to remove 1. Mobby.
Oh.
I'm still very unversed as to how wizards work. Wizards are a complicated
I
class.
don't know. I just went until it told me I hit the limit and then called it good.
But you will still have 1 spot for a spell you find along the way. I'm not saying there will be a spell. I'm just saying if you do. Wizards has some good fucking spells too. Which, as they should, I guess. Alrighty. So, I'll get the information from Tekkit later as to what Victorian wants out of the adventure. Because I feel like
Yeah,
you don't
I'm
want to
writing that
talk
up
about
in
it
the
now.
notepad right
Yeah.
now.
Minny, Ryan, either of you know what your characters want out of the adventure?
Hmm.
Put it this way. When the campaign starts, you will be in the Yawning Portal Tavern
Okay.
with your fellow adventurers.
Alright. All I can say is that I'm probably here on some kind of bounty. I got grouped in this group as a means of exploring the city a bit easier, or what have you. I'm here looking for somebody, so I'm dragging them in. And I feel I would be inclined to disclose this to my fellow party members up front to let them know, like, once I've got my man, I'm pretty much done. Like, unless they can keep my attention for some reason, I'm pretty much done after
Alright,
that.
so Uli's looking for a man. Mara?
I guess information? Because I get I don't know, I feel like it's like kind of like a first mission out kind of thing for her, so she's looking for information, and honestly I'm coming up with this on the fly. This is not
Okay,
this
so
is not great.
so I in meta I assume you're going for the spy side of criminal/spy.
Yeah.
Now, are you willing to disclose what you're looking for information on, or do you want to do that in a direct message?
I need to come up with it first. But probably DMs for now.
Alright.
I'm definitely going to be working more on that later tonight.
Just redact that there. I guess we'll just redact Victorian's entire thing. It's fine, it's fine. It's just so I don't show it on stream. Because anything that you want to disclose to me in DMs will not be shown on stream. I also
Right.
have to find an overlay. Like, to do the D&D stuff. Which I guess leads into the last thing we gotta talk about, is how we're going to play D&D this time around. A lot of the stuff we're gonna be doing, just like normal, just talking in this voice channel. Oh no, that stuck to my pop filter. A lot of the stuff we're gonna be doing is just like normal, talking in the voice channel, rolling in the roll table. The only thing that I'm questioning as to what really we're going to be doing about it is encounters. Fights.
Right.
Because before I used Dungeon Fog, which was a neat little tool for making maps and such. Very time intensive. Just to make a single map. And kind of time intensive and a little bit clunky to run. I would suggest Fantasy Grounds, except the fact that with the license I have, I can't run it for free players. Free, not 3. And I don't think we all bought that license when Taz was recommending it.
I've still had issues using it myself, so...
Yeah, it is a little weird. If we did use it, we would have only been using it for encounters, really. Maybe
Right.
rolls, but, you know.
Well,
I also have another thing that I might be able to use, but it's in beta right now, so I'm not too sure about it, which is called Tailspire, which it's very, very pretty. It's a 3D sort of dungeon maps where you can place characters in and just do encounters in it. I know nothing about it, and I would have to learn about it. So maybe I'll look into that a little more, see what I can do. Otherwise, have to find some other way to handle encounters. Thankfully, I don't think there's really encounters for the first little bit of the game. And if there is, then it's stuff we can mainly just run without a map. Usually. But it is something that I'm going to have to consider as to what we're doing for it. Hell, I might even just unbury my drawing tablet and make maps in Krita.
True.
And just do it like that. Just have little tokens to move about a grid.
There was a site that I used to make the map for Melrune.
Well, see, that's like a map of an area.
I know, but I think I made it specifically using No, that sounded really
I'm thinking of like a map for an encounter.
Well, okay, well, a map for encounter, like, yeah, but also, my point being is that,
Because the thing is, a map for an area, we don't really need it. It's all first party content.
yeah.
People know what Waterdeep looks like. Which, little strange note. In the wards of Waterdeep, there's quite a few mentioned. The Copper District is not one.
Really?
No. You got the Sea Ward, North Ward, Castle Ward, Trades Ward, Southern Ward, Dock Ward, City of the Dead, the Field Ward, Undercliff, and Undermountain. And that's the areas of Waterdeep. So for all we know, it could have been just like a completely off-brand Waterdeep that we were trolling through this entire time. Might not even been Waterdeep. We don't know.
Huh.
The world may never know.
The world may never know. But the site was called Incarnate.
Incarnate?
Like ink?
Oh, Incarnates.
Yes. That was the site that I was using.
But that's for like making maps.
What I was trying to say is that, like, there are... Hang on. There are battle maps as well that they have.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, there's it's beta access. It's free, but they do have battle maps, regional maps, and world maps. Also, regional classic maps, which is weird to look at, but you know. But like they do have battle maps. Where you can like place individual areas where monsters might be, etc., etc.
Interesting.
Lying away. It's a cool. It's Incarnate's like not something I would necessarily say I'm sponsored by, because I'm not, and therefore I won't be like, oh yeah, absolutely, like use
This
them.
stream is sponsored by Incarnate. Not really.
It's not. It's not. But the battle maps are beta access right now. So like,
Did I close that door? I just looked over and saw that my bedroom door was closed, and I could swear it was open a moment ago, but I don't think I closed it. I don't know if Dad closed it or what. I don't know.
it is not the most intuitive tool to use.
What is?
At least on the phone. I tried using it on my phone.
Nothing is intuitive
and
to
it
use on a
didn't work.
phone.
But it from what it looks like on my laptop, finally, like being able to look at it on here, it does look like it's very much easy to use. So
Yeah, I'll have to give it a look then.
there's at least that. I'll send you the link.
Alrighty.
We'll post it in reference for you.
So, I suppose we'll go over a little bit of why you are in the yawning portal then.
That
So,
works for me.
Uli has already been said that he's there hunting a bounty and sort of got you guys there as cover for him, sort of like blend in with the crowd. Oop. Hold on. Alright, so Mara, Victorian, why are you guys in the yawning portal?
That's the liquor bar or something.
The
Sorry, I
Yawning
couldn't
Portal
focus on the
is
story here.
the Yawning Portal is a tavern that's very well known for adventurers. It's also the entrance to the Undermountain in Waterdeep. It's very well known. It's just the place to be for adventurers.
Probably a good place to gather intel then.
Yeah, I would say he's there to, I guess, try to meet with someone who might have intel on what he's looking for.
Right? And why have you two aligned with each other and with Uli? Why are you all traveling together is my question. Because Uli has said that he's sort of hanging around you guys to use as cover for just like making sure he doesn't stick out too much when hunting his bounty, seeing as he's a giant lion person.
I am 6'2".
Which, you know, wouldn't work too well, but he's also not that bright. So it's exactly the kind of thing he'd come up with.
If I'm hanging out with people, they won't notice a thing. They'll be too busy looking at the strange people I've kept acquaintance with. It's the perfect plan.
I'm blending in the nature of the city. That's basically his line of thinking. Yeah, that makes sense. He is kind of dumb. Look, he's a bounty hunter. He's kind of new at this whole thing.
Hiding behind a street post.
Shh! I'm hiding.
Okay,
If I stay perfectly still, they can't see me.
picks at some like sewage going through a sewer drain and everything, and like smears it on his face like
Oh
mud
God, no!
marks.
Let's not. Okay,
Camouflage.
Mara, Victorian, why y'all hanging out? Why y'all tight?
I'm gonna say Victorian. If you guys are down for this, he met Uli that he was the bounty that Uli was hunting.
Oh,
So I'd say it was like a little fight, and they got things straightened out. Anyway.
That would make sense. I would totally be down for that.
You start the session. I do want to apologize, by the way, for that.
It's like, yeah, sorry for trying to kill you the other day.
Wait, so you're saying that Victorian is the bounty Uli's hunting, and he convinced him otherwise?
That's Victorian thinks that he's being hunted.
Oh, okay. Victorian thinks he's the bounty.
And
He's sitting there thinking.
In an attempt to defend himself.
He's sitting there having only the thought that 5-year-olds and Steve Urkel can have. Did I do that?
No, I feel like Uli also believed that he might be the one, but like either after successful convincing that he's not, even if he was, or
No, I swear it was my twin.
I have an evil twin. Victorian,
That's
roll
also- that's
persuasion.
also- I was gonna say that's also a thing is that like as a changeling you have personas, so
This is true.
Right.
as
You
a
are the
changeling,
Joker.
You have personas that you can flip through, so that's possibly what it was. Is that I saw your persona, and like and it happened to just kind of fit the description.
Yeah,
I
I
was
could have
given.
been changed into your target to get.
Show me your true
information or try to
form.
Steal something or something.
Yeah.
I like it.
So at any rate, there was an altercation between he and I, and that's yeah.
Still trying to think of a. Not entirely sure, to be honest.
And just somewhere around the way we picked up a third. We don't even know how we did it.
Just appeared one day. I mean, she didn't seem like she was doing much harm, so why not? We'll tag along.
Just we was like a month later. We've been traveling with a third person.
So I guess in in that instance, it would be Mara. Why did you team up with Victorian and Uli?
Day 3.
Yeah, that's
they
what I'm
still
trying
haven't
to-
noticed I'm here.
Perhaps whatever. See, here's the thing. It's difficult to tell because you don't know what you're looking for information on yet. But
Yeah,
perhaps
that's-
whatever you are looking for information on,
One of
you
them
hear-
has. Or
you heard
something.
one of them mention it.
Possibly. Because like otherwise I'm like I don't. Oh, I really
So,
should.
I guess I could say before the campaign and stuff, Victorian probably would have said that he's looking for another chain's name. But that's about as far as he would take it.
Interesting, interesting.
Okay. I like the intrigue. I feel like Uli wouldn't question it in the slightest. He'd be like,
I feel like Uli wouldn't question anything.
He'd be like, so you're a fellow hunter.
He has an intelligence of 5. He's almost as dumb. He's almost as dumb as Grog Strongjaw. And Grog couldn't read.
Oh no.
Grog couldn't. There was a legitimately touching point in Critical Role where Pike teaches Grog how to write his own name.
I think I saw an animation about that.
And it's heartwarming. We're gonna have
really
we're gonna
thought
have
I
a
kept
moment
up
where Victorian is
with
teaching Uli how to write his name.
V-I...
Yeah. No, the catch is that he's having him write his name on the bottom of a contract.
I feel like one of them having information that I need would make the most sense, though. Like I can't really think of anything else that would.
Yeah, you just gotta think on what you need information
Yeah.
on. Well, it might help to think of who you're getting the information for, because you're a spy, but you're a spy for someone.
Mm-hmm.
If you like, I can create someone they're looking for that you are working for, and tell you what you're looking for the information for. If you can't come up with it, and I can.
I would not be against that necessarily.
I am gonna take some time to think over that then.
Mm-hmm. I'll try
And I'll
to
get back to you on
think
it.
of something myself and touch base with you and stuff.
Because
but-
actually, there are a couple of factions in Waterdeep. You could be working for one of them. So I think.
See,
I'm
that's the
gonna
thing
think on
too.
that
Is
bit.
like right now I don't know anything about the world and stuff either. So I'm like I don't.
I was gonna say, I don't know,
It's kinda-
Victorian...
It's kind of.
Victorian's background is, criminal and stuff. So depending if you're looking for a criminal or not, Victorian could know him. If that's kind of what you're going for too.
Potentially.
It's also the fact that Uli is dressed in mercenary leathers. So if you're looking for, a sellsword, perhaps Uli knows him. But I'm gonna think it over a bit. I'm gonna come up with something clear with you, all that stuff.
Mhm.
We're gonna figure it out a little bit later. But for now, I think that'll do it for episode 0. Got us a bit of a solid ground to walk on. We've got characters, we've got motivations, we've got an area, we got scores, all that good shit. So, let's take a moment here and say thank you to everyone in the chat for joining us on here. Thanks to Nick and Fox for being in the chat. Thanks to Minny, Ryan, and Tekkit for being here for the episode 0 and subsequent episodes, hopefully. Sorry if I kill your characters. Wait, no, scratch that. Sorry when I kill your characters.
Oh.
Ooh.
That seems to
I
be the
wanna
theme
like
here.
this one.
You can like this one. There's nothing saying you can't. People liked Bubbles.
You're allowed to... Dude, too soon.
Is it?
Too
Is it?
soon.
It was years ago. Literal years ago.
A year ago. It was a year ago.
That's still a year, man. I can get over a real person dying in that time.
Still too soon, though. Bubbles didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve what you did to him.
What I did to him would not have been... You guys wouldn't have batted an eye had Swoon not rolled a natural 20 and stabilized himself and gotten up. And you know that. I just... The only imperfect choice I made there, other than maybe not using DM Fiat as much as I could have, is not killing Swoon first. And that was it.
You should have.
I should have killed Volcon first, but you know. Because I was really picking between the two of them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway. Thank you everyone for joining in the stream. Just as a reminder, there's going to be another stream on Saturday, I believe. If not Saturday, then I will definitely say something on Twitter and make it on Tuesday. By the way, well, Monday or Tuesday, whichever one. By the way, hey, there's a Twitter. If you go there, you can see whenever I'm going live, what with, and if for any reason I have to cancel a stream, I post it there. So go ahead and follow on there if you are so inclined. Don't you fucking judge me for selling out.
Also, that's not good.
Now go ahead. If you're gonna promote yourself in my stream, then you can fuck off. But
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. As long as I'm just gonna like.
No.
As a show. Let's go ahead.
go see them if you're really so inclined.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And the first episode of Dungeons and Empires, God willing, will be either Monday the 17th or Tuesday the 18th. And we'll be going from 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 10 o'clock at night. So once again, thank you for joining in. All of us, really. We'll see you
Of course.
in the next one.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, thank God. Are we done? Oh, thank God. I can't stand any of you. Fucking
Aw.
hell. Jesus Christ. Fuck you. Fuck you. Grumpy and quiet. Nah, I appreciate it. That was fun. Fuck you.
Good. That's good.